So New Beginnings takes, recognizing again that people are moving through a process. They're on that road to living in their own home in Fayetteville or Northwest Arkansas. Um, but recognizing that, depending on where they're at along that path, the what's provided for them, what is done, um, in conjunction with them is going to vary, right? And so, New Beginnings has a place to stay, a place to heal, and a place to live. A neighborhood of cabins and neighborhoods with support. Talk to us about like these kind of core programs that and I don't know if programs is the right word, but these offerings that New Beginnings has and the types of neighborhoods are trying to develop. What are they and how are they different?
Yeah, so our place to stay and our place to heal are really located in the same community. So the New Beginnings neighborhood is that place to begin, to get your life more stable, to take care of a community together, and to focus on your health and housing goals.
Mm-hmm.
And we added on to that neighborhood a place to heal because we have all known so many unhoused folks that go in and out of the hospital. And when they discharge from the hospital, they really are not done healing up. And where you and I would get out of the hospital and go home and have access to a shower and bathroom facilities, we may have a caregiver that would help us with our IV antibiotic regimen we have to complete. And we'd have an address where physical therapy would come to help us really recuperate from the issue that took us in the hospital. None of that exists for unhoused people.
Hmm.
And so one night at our community meeting, I asked everyone, have you ever gotten out of the hospital? Or do you know anybody that's ever gotten out of the hospital who's homeless and didn't have a place to recuperate? And every single hand
Hmm.
in the New Beginnings neighborhood went up. And so we were able to add on a few extra cabins at the neighborhood that is for guests that come from the hospital. And for maybe it's a month, maybe it's 2 months, maybe it's 2 weeks, there's a place for them to heal up.
Hmm.
We have a nurse that works closely with the doctors at Washington Regional, and we make sure that that person completes their plan of care before they need to move out, and we let the next person come in as a guest in the neighborhood. So that's kind of how we think of
Hmm.
our place to stay and our
Yeah.
place to heal in one spot. Now, you asked about the other vision for neighborhoods that have support in them, where people live. And what took us there is we saw people when we initially opened, we saw people able to move out from New Beginnings into homes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of a trickle because the people that could go work a job and rent an apartment somewhere, we saw those folks be successful in that way. And then we still follow them with some community, alumni or permanent members of New Beginnings. But then we saw quite a few other people that have the disabilities that are going to need ongoing support.
Hmm.
And a few of them are able to move out because we have a few supportive housing programs in Fayetteville. It's just that it's really limited.
Hmm.
So we have a whole bunch of people now at New Beginnings ready to go. I've got my health. I feel like I've been a good neighbor. This time I've been staying here, I've got the income I need to help pay rent. But where do I live
Hmm.
in Fayetteville? And so we were able to pioneer developing our first neighborhood with support that's a place for people to live in community.
Yeah.
And so, with the help of the city of Fayetteville and some great donors throughout our community, we purchased a set of duplexes. Right now, there are 8 people that live there. Every person has a disability and a long term homeless background. We do neighbor night together to do cookouts and play bingo and have a community garden. And it's really just in its phase one because we'd like to double how many people can live in this neighborhood that have been homeless and then add in homes for people that have never been homeless but want to be neighbors to people recovering from homelessness.
Hmm.
So you can imagine, like in a neighborhood like that, I've got an affordable place to live. I've got somebody checking in on me from New Beginning support team to make sure my health and my mental health and the services I need are all squared away. And then I'm surrounded by intentional neighbors who want to help me rebuild some healthy community and connections because we underestimate just how much people have lost
Mm.
going through chronic homelessness. Sometimes it's their health, sometimes it's their mental well being. Often they have lost friends that they are grieving. Often they have become alienated from almost all their family, almost all the healthy friendships. Everyone they know is another chronically homeless person. And there's some good support in that community, but it's not the healthy kind of relationships and community belonging that help someone thrive. So that's the vision of creating
Yeah.
neighborhoods with support and community that really ends chronic homelessness for
Let's
good.
let's maybe kind of roll back a little bit in the process. When someone first arrives at New Beginnings and they enter into the neighborhood of cabins, the place to stay. They get the key to their own shelter. Like what happens when somebody first arrives? What's that like?
Yeah, on day one, we try to tell people take a deep breath, just relax, because it's kind of overwhelming to
Yeah,
move
coming
from.
from either the woods or the street into this neighborhood of cabins, it's got to be
Yeah,
a shock.
yeah, it's like everyone else knows what's going on, and I'm the only one that doesn't know what's going on. And so,
Yeah.
after you fill out a bunch of paperwork and we, make sure people's possessions go through a bed bug zapper and get you a key and all of that, there's kind of an orientation period. And first off, it's showing people basics like here's the kitchen and here's when meals are served. And here's how your key works. Let's make sure that your key fob opens the gate. Here's where the washing machines are. Often, we need to really walk through how to use the washing machine. Here's where the laundry pods can be found. Here's the closets that have some basic hygiene needs, so you can get back in the habit of taking a shower every day. Really basic stuff.
Mm.
And then everyone has a long list of questions of, okay, well, how am I, my pet, like, is he going to destroy the cabin when I go out to run errands tomorrow? Well, no, we'll get you a dog crate so you can turn the air conditioning on and leave your dog in the crate while you leave for the day. Or can I bring in guests? I've got 5 friends. I want to show them my place. Like, is that okay? So we introduce them to the council leaders. In New Beginnings, the neighborhood elects 3 people to serve as a leadership council every two
Mm.
months. 2 of the positions change out every 2 months, so there's a little stability, and then there's opportunity for new leaders. And they'll get kind of put on one of the teams. Are you going to be good at the kitchen piece? Are you going to be good at the recycling piece? Uh, they'll find out a good day for that new resident to serve at the front desk. Because if you come and drop off a donation at New Beginnings, you're talking to somebody that stays there
Mhm.
at the front desk. So it's really about getting situated and understanding what expectations come with staying here, and then meeting with the support team so that you understand what the expectations around working on your goals is going to be. So it's definitely an orientation phase, a little bit of a honeymoon period, usually in the beginning. And then what we see is we see people really blossoming into, when you have some structure, when you have some support, when you have someone also pushing you a little bit, you
Mhm.
find that you're kind of proud of what you can do.
Mm.
You find the things you're good at. You make friends with other people. You start like celebrating the progress that we make with each other. And so that's one of my favorite things is seeing people really, their mood changes, the way they dress sometimes changes, the way they start treating people. You find purpose, and you start to really believe that you're capable of
Yeah.
rebuilding your life and getting back.